to the channel again. Thank you so much for tuning back in. I really hope you enjoyed the video last week with Dylan, and I hope you learned a thing or two about navigating through LinkedIn. So I'm here again with people that are very, very, very special to me, and I did say I was going to have a sisterhood video and it was meant to be like the whole squad, but you know, it's very hard to get 7 people in one room at one time. So I just started with my very first friends at university, and in a few weeks time I'll be also doing a video with so Dedan, who you saw from my first video, and my other friend Maria, who we've been friends since we were like 4 years old. So we're just like doing the 2 halves. So this video is really just to give you guys an insight about having a support system like within your friends and stuff. So obviously I've spoken about networking, meeting external people that can help you, but it's just like, what about the people around you? How can they actually help you? And I'm just going to give them a chance to introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, I'm Irene. I met Jillian at uni. I studied economics and I currently work in consulting, and I'm 22 years old.
Hi guys, I'm Nicole, 23. Also met Jillian at university, studied with BSc in marketing, and at the moment I work in marketing.
I have some facilitators with me today who will be asking questions behind the scenes, so don't be put off when you hear random voices coming from nowhere. So
tell us how you met.
How did we meet?
Boy.
So
to be fair, Jillian stalks me. I still to this day believe that you
that
stalked
didn't
me.
actually happen.
Yeah, she did.
This is actually like my claim to fame, that I made
Her
a
Facebook
post.
status.
Oh,
I made a
this
post
Facebook.
on there was this Southampton University group for freshers that were coming in, and I was like, if anyone else coming from London and doesn't know anyone, and then I got like something like 100 likes or something like that.
It wasn't that many.
Calm
It
down,
really,
yes.
it actually
It
probably wasn't that
definitely
many.
was like 100 likes, and then yeah, then I think you messaged and you said, and I saw we had mutual friends, so then I didn't stalk her, like I looked through some of her pictures to see how we knew each other, and then these two lived in the same accommodation, so the first night we went out, like I saw them, and then yeah, we just like clicked straight away because I just had a great personality.
So that's Jillian's story of events.
That's your version of the story.
So to be fair, the beginning bit was correct. Like it was the Facebook post that I saw, and like to be very blunt, like I saw, oh my gosh, a black girl like posted, because I never went to Southampton.
And she said from London as well.
Yeah,
so,
I never went to Southampton, so like I didn't even know what the city was saying. So yeah, she said that she was from London as well. So I was like, oh my gosh. And then like she said, we had mutual friends. So I was like, this is quite weird. And I think it was like more than one mutual friend. So
a whole squad of people.
Yeah, I was like, this is quite weird. And then yeah, as she said, Irene and I were in the same student accommodation, but she was opposite me. And then yeah, on the first night out,
yeah, we went to the welcome party for the freshers, and then
Archers Road.
yeah, as soon as we got in, then we saw Jillian, and them two knew who they were, and I was just standing there like
Loosely, we loosely
yeah,
were.
because you knew from each other's like Facebook.
Yeah, but
profiles and-
I didn't believe it was
Oh,
Nicole,
here we go.
because in her pictures, so I'm 5'10", so in her pictures she also seemed like she was about 5'10".
But can we just clarify, yeah, at no point in my pictures do I try to elongate myself. Like it's actually very clear that I'm a petite,
I don't know why you thought she was
5'3".
tall.
Yeah, like no one has ever said that to me.
Reel on back, okay? So even how she's looking now, I don't know if you heard, she said she's 5'3", okay?
I'm proud.
So when I saw her, I was very like shocked, like, oh my gosh, like you're a lot
That's
shorter
rude.
than
How
I
can you
thought.
do this?
I honestly did have to bend my neck. So yeah, that's how we met at the welcome party.
What was the initial journey like, and how has it changed since then?
So this is obviously in relation to Akua Hazel, and these guys were there when I was like rummaging away thinking about these ideas, and like I feel sometimes like your friends can be very humble and they don't really know the roles they have played in like helping you get where you got.
You cute.
But, oh, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. So like initially, so I would say that Irene is very like the analytical thinker. So like I would like kind of tell her like I'm doing this, and she's like, okay, but what's the benefit of this? How much is this gonna cost? What are you gonna do with this? Like those kind of things. I'd be like, okay, true. I've never thought about it. And then Nicole's kind of more the like I guess like the creative side. She's like, okay, that doesn't look as good like that. Maybe if you did it like this, then it would do like those kind of things. So these two people were very helpful to me when I was first starting Akua Hazel. So this was back in 2014 when we all lived together. So like it was nice. It was obviously it was more than a support system, because these are the people that I was like living in a house with, and then it was just like me. Do you know what I'm remembering? Yeah, what? When I did Challenge Accepted, so that was my first event.
That feels like age.
I was I wrote up my document about what was going on the day, and I had spelt the word raffle wrong. So this is the stress of like planning events and doing stuff.
Wait, was that EH?
Yeah, so then ever since then, like
Wow.
Nicole was reading it. Oh, I think you were reading it. These lot can spell better than me, so they obviously they saw it and they were just laughing like Raphael, like hey yo Raphael.
Like you even did bubble writing or something.
I did. So like those are like obviously the light parts that happened, but apart from that, like Akua Hazel, the first event we did, like I had so many friends come down, like we had t-shirts made. Like these were so helpful all the whole time, and even when I was always like changing my ideas. Like I remember when I first said I wanted to do an internship at JP Morgan, and well not JP Morgan, I said I was just going to be applying for finance internships, and they were like
Why?
because of what? So yeah, they have like been very supportive the whole way, but I guess from you guys, talk about I guess how you've seen where it started to where it is now.
So
No
for
pressure.
me, Jillian probably doesn't really know this, but I think it started when Jillian was in Miss Ghana.
Very good old time.
Yeah, definitely.
Only
This is news to the YouTube channel. I want you to know
Oh,
that.
really?
No, but it's fine obviously
Because of the
it's-
sickle cell.
Yeah. Not even just that aspect, but the reason why I say I think it started when Jillian was in Miss Ghana is because, firstly, for you to actually put yourself forward to do such a big like competition or whatever you would use a term to call it, is someone that's like very driven, very like, I don't know the words to use, but a certain type of person that does these type of things, right? When you have something after, you're not just doing it because it's a pageant, but you want to use that exposure to do other things, as we've seen other Miss Ghanas and people who have taken part do so. So from then I just knew, okay, this Jillian that I've become friends with, she's a
go-getter.
yeah, she's really going to get
Nothing
things. So yeah, I think that's when it initially started, and then obviously when she did come to us when we lived together, and then she said she wanted to start this charity, and yeah, I think it was from Miss Ghana. It was like you wanted sickle cell awareness.
Yeah, I wanted to do the event. So challenge accepted.
That's what
was-
challenge. Yeah,
It was a sickle cell awareness event.
And then even from that event, like that was her first event, and you had like the mayor of Brent. Am I lying? Barnet.
Brent,
Wow.
you know.
Mayor of Barnet.
I love her.
The mayor of Barnet was there. Like so many people were there.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
many people came. You
And
had
then-
a lot of
and that was
people
amazing.
share it
I can't speak.
on Instagram, right?
Yeah, and we got assigned Arsenal football. That was like a
Yeah,
great day.
that was
Yeah,
good.
like so.
But at that point, what was EH out to do? What was your main? Because obviously now it's evolved into something
Yeah.
different. So at that point,
Now we're officially a registered business. Been registered for 2
Woo woo.
weeks. So when it first started, it was actually like, so I said off the back of, well, you said off the back of Miss Ghana, that I was just like, well, I didn't win, but I had to make a whole speech about the whole like, what do you want to do if you're queen? And I'm like, I didn't just write all of this stuff to not do any of it. So I said I might as well just try and see what happens. So then I did that event, and I remember my family was so annoyed at me because I tried to do it in 6 weeks. So, and obviously my family are very, like, they're very involved, so they helped me a lot. Like, I remember on the day my mum was there folding all the raffle papers, like, putting them in. She was like, Jillian, like, people are paying for this, blah, blah, blah. So they are very helpful, but after that, they were like, honestly, like, the next time you do an event, like, just have more time. But I obviously did the same thing with this Africa on the Rise that's coming up. So it's always very short time frames for me because I like move how I want to move. So I started it because I knew I wanted to do something. And when I first started, it wasn't even a charity. I just wanted to do an event. And then I remember I had the blog and I was just talking about other charities. And then that summer when I went to Ghana, that's when I was like, okay, maybe it kind of is a charity. I had no clear vision. Like, if I have to be honest, there was no vision.
but you had Sankofa, so go back and get it. That was always like your
yeah,
that's
true. That's why that's still in the logo now. That was always the whole idea that when I was 16, when I went to Ghana, I had a great time. And I was just like, I want people to love Ghana like I love Ghana. Like, as soft as that sounded, that's honestly what it was like. I was just like, I love Ghana. I just want people to love Ghana the way I love Ghana, right? You know what I mean? Ghana,
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
To what extent would you say your shared faith has impacted this journey?
So this journey, meaning our friendship, I'd say our shared faith, being Christians. When I wanted to be more serious with my faith, I feel like that was just the time when Jillian also wanted to. So at this time, Nicole was on her year in placement, and we were living together. And I remember going back into third year, talking to Jillian, saying, yeah, I want to be serious with my faith. And she so happened to say the same thing. So it was just like we had like a mutual understanding that as well as making sure that the year was going to be productive in our education. We also wanted to seek God and go to church more, get involved in a society at our university that was like a Christian fellowship. So it was quite easy in that sense, because if one person is lacking, you have the other person to sort of like build you up and remind you that we actually decided this like as soon as we started uni for that academic year. So it was always good to have like a support system in that sense, like someone to nudge you literally and remind you that this is what we decided, why are you slacking?
Yeah, even on that, like I remember when we were church hopping, we weren't really sure where we wanted to go, and Irene just came into my room and she was like, you know, we have to decide what church we're going to go to, like we can't just keep going to one Sunday, one another Sunday, and that just even stuff like that, like making each other like accountable within your faith and not just like in life. What about you, Nikki?
Yeah, so obviously as I already said, like I wasn't there when all of this was happening, but it's funny because I guess it's almost like the same thing happened when I did then come back to Southampton, and then Jillian and I were living together.
Yeah, so I had left.
Yeah.
You had graduated, girl, you hadn't left.
It's like a switch. And so yeah, this was like, what, last September now, wow. So yeah, then that's when, I guess in a sense, when I then became more serious with my Christianity. And like Irene said, it's just good because even like if in regards to just university, in times when literally me and Jillian would be stressed like on a whole nother level, like not eating, nothing, not even leaving our rooms, and Jillian would just knock on my door and be like, let's pray, or what do you actually want from final year, let's like pray about it, let's make it happen. Knock on my door, let's go to church. Every Thursday we'll go to the society that Irene said. So it was almost like making it a habit, and then at the beginning, but then towards the end, you're just so used to it that you don't even think about it. You just, okay, let me pray, let me read.
Holy Spirit.
Yeah, like even
Yeah, let me read a plan on the Bible app, and just little things like that. So it was definitely, I think, the core to everything, like that shared faith within all of us.
My perspective was obviously having lived with Irene for a year and then lived with Nicole for a year, like always being like, lucky girl.
Literally lucky.
This is ridiculous. Being the like middle person who experienced both of it. Like it was just beautiful, to be honest, because that's just like the Holy Spirit working from when Irene said she wants to be serious with her faith, and I was like, oh yeah, me too. So then obviously this was something that us three had been like, I guess, in like a different mindset at first when we were all living together. So then it was like, obviously Nicole was in her year in industry and she could still like see the things that we were doing, or like whatever she was doing at home. And then when we have events at uni and we'd invite Nicole to come, and she would still come to these events. And then from when she came back in September, it was like, okay, is this going to be the exact same experience for me? Like, what's it going to be like? But then again, like the Holy Spirit just moved and everything just worked so well. And then I remember because when Nicole joined KMCF dance, because she doesn't feel like she's much of a dancer.
Peer pressure is
but
real.
she wanted to be there. She came to rehearsals every week. Okay,
You did drama as
she
well,
did
didn't
acting as well. Yeah.
Hey.
So all of those kind of things, like,
Would you say you knew what you were in for then? Like having seen how our year was, and then you came back and obviously I'd left. It's like you knew what you were in for, like the routine of...
If I'm being honest, at first I was like, not worried, but not like would I
Apprehensive.
like apprehensive in the sense where obviously, like you said, it became a routine, and I just thought, okay, would I fit into this? Because being out for a year, second year of uni was very, very different to my final year of university. So I was a bit apprehensive in a sense that, okay, will it be so different that I'm like, whoa, like will I be able to adjust in a way? I don't know if that makes sense, but I literally remember, like Jillian said, when I went to the first KMCF, and I was telling Jillian, I don't want to dance, I can't dance, I don't do choreography, let me just act. And then in the end, I think I even like enjoyed acting too, but like the dancing was just like amazing because it was another way to like express our faith.
So KMCF
stuff,
is Kingdom Movement Christian Fellowship.
big up KMCF.
Yeah, Southampton's Christian Fellowship, and with different sort of departments in the society, basically.
Yeah, so that was like a big part of what we did. Like there's something kind of going on like every day in the week. So we were like up to our eyeballs and stuff to do.
Yeah, even with that, it's quite difficult to find time to study, but we just made it work. Like first year and second year, we were living
living la vida loca.
Yeah, we're
We
living
did,
some
yeah,
lives.
we did university well in
Because
that
of people.
aspect.
And
Listen, I'll take that crown,
It was
boy.
because
I
of
made sure we
Yeah.
had fun.
So we literally have like a contrast of how our like experience started and ended.
I think that's good though, and I think that
Yeah.
almost makes it like, I feel like that's the key, if that makes sense. Because imagine if it was first year the whole time. Like, what could you really...
We didn't have that graduation picture standing right there, that's for sure.
It's almost like I value the end more because of what the beginning was like.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I missed out on anything because
Yeah.
we literally did everything.
We did everything and knew what not to do as we got
Yeah.
to the end, basically.
Yeah, that's what it was like. It was never really that pressure when people were like, this event's happening. Like in family, it's like, in our family, like, this event's happening, this. It was just like, yeah, we're cool, don't worry about it. And not even in like a snobbish way, it's just like, we were so comfortable in our identity and what we do and the kind of things we enjoy doing. It was just like, yeah, it's cool. Like, we actually
Cake
don't
was
want to go to
life
the
as
club.
well. So was
Yeah,
donuts. So
yeah. I don't know why you're doing this.
you
Because
get
I have a
food?
reputation to keep up, and you're not talking about the kind of food that we
Cake and donuts.
What is the importance of having supportive friends?
I think you pretty much covered it in making sure that in your friendship, like, you hold people accountable to what they've once said, and I think that's what support is about. Just
Yeah.
go for it.
I would say it's more like it has to be both ways, or if it's like in a bigger friendship, like all ways. So sometimes you might find that with certain friends in life, I don't really have experience that much, but just in life, like, some friends want support but don't know how to give it. And I think the importance of having a supportive friendship is knowing when to give back. So knowing when to listen to your friend, and knowing, what's the opposite? Jesus.
When to speak.
Yeah, knowing when to speak and when to listen.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes. I think that's like really, really key. Like, even sometimes if you're going through something, but your friend has called you frantically, like, you need to just take 5, listen to them, and then, yeah, basically.
Yeah, and I think as well, like, what was I gonna say? That you need to, like, in terms of like listening and stuff, like, when you see your friends, I don't know, like, moving at 100 miles per hour, like, you just always should make sure that you are engaged. Just because sometimes if it looks like your friend has everything sorted out and they know what they're doing, like, they actually might not. They might just be doing things, going through the motions, but behind closed doors, there might even be stuff like they don't want to say to you, or like in general. So I would definitely say, like, you should try and be, especially if you are close friends, try and be as invasive as you can, just to make sure that your friend doesn't get to that stage where everything is like so bottled up. It's just like, I never knew anything like this was happening. Like, be your sister's keeper or your brother's keeper, basically. Like,
And
check on
find
them.
time.
Yeah. Even in linking to like what Jillian's saying, I think yours was not like more on the dramatic side, but like if they're going through like a dark phase. No, as in like, so what I'm trying to say is you should also be very open with your friends in a sense that like, let them even know your goals, your dreams, your fears, your everything, so that they can literally like check in with you and say, okay, you said you want to do this by November. It's the end of October, like, how far with it, or stuff like that. So just be very open with your friends and let them know, like, don't hold back in what you want to tell them, because they're your friends.
Yeah.
I wanted to expand on what I meant by find time, because obviously now we've, like, this is post uni, everyone has a job and everyone's like busy. Obviously Jillian don't have
I have a job,
It's
you
a
better
job,
calm
bro.
down, I'm self-employed.
Okay, you don't have to go on public transport every morning. Well,
I do,
9
but
to 5.
I go to work at something like 12 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
9 to
you have
5.
your meetings, cool,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine. But I'm just trying to stress the point on the fact that we are trying to build our careers at this stage in our
Yeah.
life. So trying to balance and find time for your friends, it can be difficult because obviously 9 to 5, you come home, you eat,
Tired.
and you're just knocked out. So, like, basically building on from everything you've just said, Nicole, in particular, just making sure you're checking in with your friends and ensuring that they're on job. Things like that and finding time can be difficult, definitely. Like, I'm experiencing that now, but I still think it shouldn't like impede on your friendship if you know what it is and you know what the foundation is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and just adding on to that, I have to bring in this shameless plug. As you can see, our lovely fashionable friend here. So I'm gonna obviously link her blog in the description below. So she doesn't just dress like this for us. I know you're thinking like her hat, like is she French? Like, oh my gosh, like her beret.
Hey.
the
But
top
yeah.
is even velvet.
Velvet.
Yeah, so she's our local fashionista and she has a blog and it's popping. She's been in that since we lived, it's Ancaster Road, right?
2014?
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah.
How would you say you maintain supportive friends?
I think maybe the links would be like faith and I don't know, how are we here today? How are we here today?
Each other.
Yeah, I think communication is so key. So sometimes I might not even like message Irene, but I've added her on something on Instagram, and then we're communicate. This sounds very like corny, but it's actually true. Like communicating, if you can, almost every day with your friends is so important. Like it doesn't have to be communicating a serious talk every day. How are you? Are you okay? How was work? Are you alright? No, like just be fun with it. Just be natural as well. But yeah, communication.
Yeah,
key.
and I think I'm actually lying when I say, because I actually know that I feel like there's certain things that we did in our friendship to make sure that we still got here, because myself and Nicole have very similar personalities. So often,
I still don't believe this.
calm
Yeah,
down.
I don't believe this. You always say it, and I actually don't see it.
So no, as in like being the last born in families, like
the brats, basically.
do you know what? If you want to put it like that, then
Okay, no, we're both needy, 100%. We're both needy.
So similar in that sense. So like it was like
really let it all out.
when we I feel like when we lived together, we had to like really like, when it was all three of us, had to like pick and choose your like
your battles.
Yeah, like you're annoying me, but like I don't want to get over it. And then like we always had mum as mediator, and then by the time we got to
oh my god, that's so true, you know. We actually came far.
And who's the youngest?
Wow.
Calm down.
Oh no, it's true.
Yeah, so by the time it was family, it was just me and
It was a
Nicole.
blast.
Like we were just living life, like sometimes a bit too reckless because we ate loads of cake and loads of donuts.
And Rice.
No, it was actually a blast. But
Yeah.
that's I forgot
Yeah,
about
so you just
that
have to
point.
pick and choose your battles, like especially if you can tell that you and your friends, like you might clash heads like siblings. If you can tell that's gonna happen, there's no need to actually let it happen. Like just like rein it in. Like you're big now, you're big people. Just don't do it. Like be sensible, and that's if you like the person enough to know you want to be lifelong friends. That is obviously. Just pick and choose your battles.
Obviously now we don't live together and we don't see each other every day like we did at uni, so it's a bit difficult in that sense. And for me, I may not talk to both Jillian and Nicole every single day, but like Nicole said, just snippets of maybe a Snapchat, maybe
I'll see
an
something, Real
Instagram.
Housewives, I'm like, really?
Yeah, but I think that's probably a new thing that we're about to embark on, because very soon
life after uni's mad.
we'll be like getting married soon and having kids and like all of that stuff. Like it just changes the motion and different seasons, and just so who knows.
And what were your thoughts on Jillian leaving JP Morgan?
I was shocked.
Literally, if we're being honest, my first reaction was like,
I didn't feel well. I didn't feel well.
I think I even remember saying to her like, huh? On the phone.
Because we
Like,
knew
are
we
you
weren't going to
sure?
stay there for like 5 years. The plan was to go there for a year and do a master's, I believe.
Yeah.
So it was just like 2 days in and you're like, yeah, I'm leaving next week, basically.
And also because
basically.
Jillian's like, as you can tell, I'm sure, a very like fun, bubbly, like jokester all the time. So even when she told me, I just thought, is this another one of Jillian's
Big prank.
Yeah, like pranks. 'Cause we like to
honestly.
do pranks to each other. So I was just like, is this real? Should I take her
She
serious?
likes to do pranks to me.
Should I take her seriously? So, but then something about her tone of voice, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And then I took it more seriously as well because of how much she told me how great her time in Ghana was. And I think that was like a turning point for her. So I think that kind of made my reaction not be as like, oh my God, you're ruining your whole life, because there was
A deep side.
No, do you know what?
There was
No,
source behind
no,
the
'cause
decision.
I almost felt like I saw it coming, but I just didn't see it coming that 2 days in.
Yeah, that's actually it.
Like I thought
actually
you'd
it.
even do maybe 6 months and say, oh, I'm so tired of this stupid job, and I'd have to like push you and say, just do the remaining 6, just do the full year. But you were just like,
It's true.
I'm leaving, and yeah, like you really spoke about Ghana a lot, and you were there for what, 2 months?
Almost 2 months.
Yeah,
6
almost
weeks.
almost 2 months. So it was just like the contrast must have been very like grand for you to realise that I actually cannot stay here, and your background is not even banking.
Yeah.
You did biology, so
Looking
I was even piecing the puzzle for myself, and I was like,
how did we get here?
yeah, it's even true. Like,
What's next for Akua Hazel?
So I guess I would be the starting point. Well, EH to the world. So this is where I am for the rest of it going forward.
I think EH. What's next? Well, I mean, it's safe to say that it's in safe hands with Jillian here, because yeah, like when I tell you guys, this girl literally puts her heart and everything into EH, and that's why I'm like very not like comfortable knowing that it'll go far, but I just know that her intentions are very pure with Akua Hazel. And I think when you have like authenticity in anything that you do, you're bound to prosper because you're doing it for the right reason. So I think Akua Hazel is going to continue to grow. I mean, at the moment it's in its infant stage, so literally just watch out and just continue to tune in to what's going on with Akua Hazel. There's a great event happening December the 7th. So yeah, just stay plugged in, and I think it's good in a way as well because our generation can relate to what it is Akua Hazel are offering to people.
Just to add on, I see EH going really far, not just to be like cliche, but from what it was before, which was just like based on going back to Ghana, going to orphanages and teaching and stuff like that. Now it's reached new levels. Like we're talking internships, taking the diaspora back to Ghana, making different links in Africa. So it's almost built on a business now, like a real like institution. So like it's only going to go up from here, really and truly.
Amen.
It's
Amen.
inevitable.
So that's it for the questions. My guests have been amazing today. So thank you guys seriously so much for making your way here, because they don't live that close to me.
No.
So thank you so much for making your way here. And before the next video, I'll actually see you guys at the Africa Centre on the 7th of December for Africa on the Rise Mental Health. And that is going to be an amazing event. Please, please, please get your tickets. The link is in the description bar as always. Follow Akua Hazel on all of our social medias. And thank you to everyone who has added me on LinkedIn, messaged me on Instagram, like all of that. Thank you so much for the people subscribing. The subscribers are going up, so God bless you all. And I can't wait to see you next week at the event. Bye.
Bye. The fingers food.
Or do you have to go? Too late.
Bye.
You too hungry. You look like
Okay,
you're
so
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, she...
Perfect.
Just say.
Oh, that mo.
Just say.
You want to share about yourself?
Okay, let's go again.
Slowly, you bring a couple of cans in.
The kids.
Sorry, I was laughing the whole time. You have to do it again. I'm actually so sorry.
Oh my god.
I am so sorry. No, I am actually so sorry.
Am I a joke?
Yeah, boy, me. Yeah, boy, me.